Hello everybody, I am Exsus, and this game is called Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Right, so before we get in, I want to make a few small disclaimers. I will put an annotation somewhere on the screen, just after I say this bit, in order to tell you when I stop waffling about how great this game potentially can be. But the disclaimers have to come first, because they're very important. The first one, beyond anything else I want to say to you, is if you are watching this video or watch my videos regularly, I usually do waffle a little bit at the beginning, but for this video it's important. I very much want anyone who is watching this now, who doesn't intend to play the game or hasn't already, to watch this video wearing headphones. It is an absolute must, and now I'll tell you why. This game was developed by a group called Ninja Theory. They've done several games in the past, but this game specifically has had a relatively long production cycle-ish. But what they've done for this game is they use something called binaural sound. Something along those lines. It's a particular technique when sound is recorded using a mannequin head, or at least a mannequin-esque figure, where the sound is recorded as if it was a human listening. Meaning that if you hear something behind you, there will be something behind you. The sound is 3D as such, like it would be in real life. So if it's coming from the left and behind you, that's where the thing will be, or from in front. The other thing I wanted to state is this game is a dark fantasy Norse/Celtic mythology game. However, this game was specifically developed with members and practitioners of mental health as part of the development team. People that have had things to do with people that have had mental health issues, including psychosis, specifically psychosis in fact, in order to help develop this game, because the main character, Senua, her descent into this hellish landscape that we're about to endure either fractures her mind as we're going through it, or her mind is already fractured to begin with. And that's where the binaural sound comes in as well, because we experience and hear her mental break as it's happening, including the voices in her head. And that's why this disclaimer at the beginning was important, because I really want you to experience the best of this game, along with me experiencing the best of this game. I obviously have to play with headphones to do the recording, so I will be experiencing the best. And this will transfer over to YouTube and the video you're watching, because the audio is recorded that way. So for the best experience for you, please, absolutely please watch with headphones. I've watched a small 10-minute clip of this before I played it to do a little bit of research, and it does translate over to YouTube. The person was playing it on PC. It's only available on PC and PS4, but I believe my video will do the same. I'll watch it back to make sure it does. I won't upload it if it does not, because honestly the 10 minutes I watched of this sent shivers down my spine, literally made the hairs on my arms stand on end. And I've played a fuck ton of horror games, and this is not actually stated as a horror game. It's kind of a dark action fantasy, although the fantasy is neither here nor there, because it feels more like a horror game, if I'm honest. But that's the disclaimer more or less out the way. So I'll leave an annotation now somewhere on the screen so you can see what time I stop talking about this game, because there is other stuff to go through. So if you don't want to hear it, you can skip ahead to when the game begins. The other stuff I wanted to say is Ninja Theory, who made this game, spent a big time, or just a long time, on getting the quality. It's not going to be the biggest game ever, but the quality is amazing. The lighting, the way the characters look, everything looks as real as it can do for a Celtic Norse mythology. They've done this purposefully. Every actor, for monsters, maybe if there's monsters, I don't know if there actually is. There's monster-esque creatures, but humans and just the general consensus of everything is mocapped. They're real people that have done this. The facial animations, the lighting, the hair, everything is done to a standard of the highest quality, and it's done for the reason to draw you in. And that's the other point I wanted to get to. My commentary in this is gonna be a little bit limited. Because this game is very, very story driven, and for a good reason. There is combat, you do fight things, and I will be popping in commentary as and when I can, but most of it I want to absorb as well, and you need to listen with headphones like I said, and you'll want to absorb it, because I'm not going to put subtitles on. I'm not doing that, and that's for a good reason. It may get a little bit confusing, but you need to listen and differentiate what the hell is going on. Is this Senua that's hearing this? Is this in her head? Is there someone actually talking to it? Is there someone around that is trying to lead her down this path? What is actually going on? Subtitles do help a little bit in differentiating if there's more than one person talking, and you will hear a lot of people talking. You might hear a whisper in your left ear, a doubt in your right. This game is designed to really draw out the focus on psychosis. And that is the final thing I also wanted to say. If you yourself have experienced this, or you have family members or friends that have experienced anything like this, and you do not feel comfortable in watching this, because although it is fantasy, it has a basis in reality for all the people that helped develop this game, please feel free to exit the video now. I do not wish to cause any offense. This game and the people that made it do not wish to cause any offense, because it is meant to be a fantasy setting, but it is also meant to be dark, gritty, and real as it is fantasy. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to get into the game now. I will not be commenting for the opening. I will not be doing any commentary, because I believe it starts off quite heavy. You might not hear me for the first 5-10 minutes-ish. I will do my best to control what is going on, show you as much as possible, and I will cut back in as and when I can. But my commentary, again, may be broken and staggered, because there's going to be a lot of voices, a lot of stuff going on, to try and immerse us, to try and get us into the shoes of Senua. Anyway, with that being said, again, I'm Lord Exsus. Welcome to Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Let's get in.
Who are you? Doesn't matter. Welcome. You're safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close, so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senua. Now, her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening? It's breathing. The head. It's breathing. It's breathing. He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching. They're watching. They're watching. They're watching.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this? They're watching. Why doesn't she turn coming? She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him. He's already down. Feel you coming. Quiet.
Oh, how rude of me. I never told you of the others. You hear them too, right? They've been around ever since the tragedy. Well, that's not quite true. Some are old, some are new, but they've changed. I think the darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
Can you see them? Over there. Why isn't she looking? Why aren't you looking? He's in hell high.
Look, up ahead.
Hell high.
You see it too?
You promised you could.
Yes. It is real after all. She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog. The place the Northmen call hell.
Turn back. Go back. Go back. It's not safe. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. It's not safe.
It's them. They're here.
Can you see them? Can you see them? Can you see them? They're going to do that to you. They're watching. Stop. Can you feel them watching? They're watching her. They're watching her. You're so close to the darkness. Go back. Can you feel it? What is she thinking?
I can tell you. She's afraid. Wouldn't you be? You'd think she would get used to it by now after so many years. But the darkness, it just builds onto itself, growing stronger, towering over her. You might try and ignore it. Turn away. It's always there, just out of sight, where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
They can feel you.
You might think she's brave to go on this journey on her own, but it isn't bravery that drives her. Bravery only means something to those afraid of death. Senua's fear runs far, far deeper. What is she looking at? What is she leaving behind? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us.
There's no going back. You can't do it.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
Okay, I'm now in control of the game, and yeah, well, that was a fucking intro and a half. Lots of voices coming at us from everywhere. They're playing as this young woman, Senua. Looks like she's from the Norse slash Celtic Middle Ages. I can't determine that. This game has had a history advisor on it, as stated at the beginning, and a mental health advisor as well, and that was freaky. So let's move on. I'll try. My commentary will be sporadic and very sparse, because I want to enjoy the story and I want you guys to get immersed as well.
Use your eyes. Use your eyes. Come closer. She can't focus. Why can't she focus? Take a closer look, Senua.
Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hell's Gate, but gods and the living will follow this path. You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the River of Knives that flows from the dark world of Niflheim.
Okay. Some exposition there, just like at the beginning of the game. A man's voice, one of Senua's memories perhaps, telling us how to get to Helheim, which Helheim in Norse mythology is of course hell, and the goddess Hela controls hell, and for some reason we have to go there. So yeah. Just a quick mention, this game, as they intended, looks fucking fantastic. They done an amazing job. It's only available on PC and PS4 currently. I'm assuming it will become available on Xbox One around the time the Xbox One X is released. I'm assuming normal Xbox One doesn't quite have enough grunt for it. It is fucking beautiful in a very dreary, horrific way. But anyway, let's mosey along.
But she's not stopping. Not this time.
Can you see it?
Land of mist and fog.
He's in there.
The old fool was right.
Is he?
What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
He's lost. He's lost.
Where are you? I hear you.
He's there, you know.
There's no doubt about
He's
it.
lost.
The source of the darkness is in Helheim, and the goddess Hela holds his soul there. Her dear beloved, Dillian.
Okay, so that was creepy. I obviously stayed quiet for a lot of that. Getting lots of doubtful voices, as I expected. And we found out a new bit of information. I mean, that looks fucking amazing. They've done a good job with this. Very, very Norse, very horrific. But yes, we are indeed going to Helheim, or the Norse mythology version of hell. And we are going there to save Senua's love, a man called Dillian. Yeah, not so sure how we're going to do that, if I'm honest, but let's have a look around.
Why is she doing this? Why doesn't she turn back?
Okay, so voices. Okay, we have a very fast strike, square, heavy strike, triangle, melee attack, circle, and evade is X. So,
He's already dead.
okay, the voices keep talking.
He's in Helheim. His soul still lives. She needs to save his soul. She wants his soul to be at
So
She'll never make it.
I guess these voices are just going to keep going in our head. And it's creepy as fuck, the binaural or whatever it's called, audio, is working.
I forget its name. She forgets too. But she does remember that only the dead may cross it. That part wasn't so easy to forget.
Okay.
The old fool said there was a hidden path up to it. Let's see, shall we?
That bridge to Helheim, apparently some old fool told us that there's a secret path. So that's what we're going to find. Okay, another one of these. So looking on these, you have to hold R2.
The Northmen speak of 9 worlds. The world of men they call Midgard. Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in Vanaheim. The good elves dwell in Alfheim. The evil ones dwell in Svartalfheim. The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness. Only the dead dwell in Helheim. And that is where you must travel.
Okay, so a nice bit of Norse mythology there from the disembodied voice of that man. We were in Midgard, which anyone who likes Norse mythology will know what that is. That is the mortal realm, Earth, or what they see as Earth. There's 9 places in total. There's obviously Asgard. I believe that's almost the equivalent of their heaven. I could be wrong. Well, heaven itself is always Valhalla. But yeah, there's Asgard, Midgard, obviously where we come from. There was Niflheim. There's a few others in there that I can't quite pronounce, but there's also Helheim, which is where we should be going. Okay, those voices are gonna get inside me eventually. Ooh.
You're in danger. You don't know where you're going. Get down. What's she waiting for? Why did she do that? She shouldn't have done it. She can't go back now.
This is it. Hidden path.
Trying to talk between the voices is hard. Yeah, there's no button prompts for anything, by the way. So almost Dark Souls-esque in that respect. But it's a more cinematic, more in-depth experience. That's why I'm not talking a lot, so you guys can also join in with me with that. Oh, okay, what's this? A runic door.
It's going to hurt you. It's dangerous.
Don't kill me. I'm not one of them. Don't listen. I was just hiding. I find I live longer that way. Don't listen. I'll never let the bastards catch me again. Never! Wait. Who are you? It's just a memory.
Druth? Is that you?
For my tales of the Northmen, they call me Druth. A liar.
He's lost.
An old fool. Druth is my truth.
It's good to see you again. You kept your vow.
Guide you in this life and the next. I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Tell me your stories again, old friend. I'm listening.
seal the gates to hell. Focus your inner eye, and you too will see what's hidden in plain sight.
You have to take a closer look to see. Why isn't she focusing? She needs to focus now.
Okay, they're telling me to focus. So, and that old guy, now known as Drew or Druth, is obviously Senua's friend. So let's focus.
I can see one.
Hold it in your mind's eye. Find one like it to open the gate.
Okay, so a runic Norse symbol that symbolises similar to an M. Let's find it. I see it already. It's here.
Focus, and you will find it. Look towards the gate, and the gate will open.
And now the symbols are blue, so the gate will open. Okay, that was a good mechanic.
The gate is open. Go through the gate.
Go through it.
It's dangerous.
Follow it.
What's behind the gate?
Where will it take you?
It's not safe. It worked.
I spent 6 years enslaved in hell, but I watched the Northmen, learnt their ways.
I know you did.
You listened when everyone else laughed. Heavy prize. Carry my stories with you, and together we will make the Northmen feel our fury.
Okay, so these Northmen came here and slaughtered Drew's people.
Another voice joins us. She once tried to make them go away. Pretend they weren't real. But what good is that? When we are always here.
Okay, nice bit of exposition about the voices in Senua's head. That's a long way down. And again, the game is visually stunning. The water, the reflections, everything runs beautifully. Also, due to note, maybe on the PS4 Pro it seems to run at 60 frames a second, which is nice. But I'm more interested in the story and what the fuck is going on here, because this is clawing me in. By the way, I haven't seen past this point. Like I said, I watched about 10 minutes in order to just get, because it sorry, it was claimed that it had some technical engineering going to this game, so I had to look up and see exactly what that engineering was, and that was more for the audio, but the visual looks amazing as well. So the rain looks lovely, everything
It's the same with heights.
works fine.
You can stand on the edge. Pretend it's going to be okay. But you know that death is near. Waiting for you to make that little slip. You can't just wish things away.
Oh shit, get back on there, woman. Jesus, make your way on. Get on there. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Oh. Shit the bed. Let's try that again. That was actually hard. I didn't think you could actually fail that bit, but you can.
Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall.
Ah, shit the bed. Telling me not to fall is not helping. Voices. It's actually insanely hard. How do we balance this shit out? You literally have to balance. Press the opposite of what you're pressing when you're about to go over. Like so. Okay. Okay, we must ignore the voices that tell us we're going to fall. Okay, so 2 deaths already. Luckily that does nothing at the moment.
The world of the dead is ruled by the giantess, Hela, daughter of Loki. The gods feared her bloodline, bad on her mother's side and yet much worse on her father's. So, as a child, the All-Father cast her down into Helheim and gave her power over those who die of sickness, age, hardship, and self-slaughter. In all of the 9 worlds, only Hela can resurrect the dead. To Hela, your Dillion was sacrificed, and with her you must bargain.
Okay. We now know why we're going to Hela, but I think that much was obvious anyway. We have to get... Senua wants the soul of her husband, her man, back. He is dead, and she wishes to have him back, so to Helheim she must go. Okay, this is gorgeous looking.
Stay back. Look at it. You have to open it.
The gate to Helheim divides the living from... Is that the face of Hela herself? The half-rotten goddess that walks over Helheim. Whatever horrors lie behind that door, she must find him. Shh. Someone's here. You took him from me. I beg you, let him go. I'll give you what you want. I won't resist anymore. Just give him back.
Oh shit, big guy. So combat begins. Our arm is becoming trench. Combat's fairly fluid. There's no tutorial as well, so you have to know what the controls are. Luckily I saw them earlier. Oh, that's one. Oh shit. Oh god. 3 of them, and they're kind of shadowy, and their voices are still talking the whole time. Ow.
Behind you. Watch
We're made of shadow. How am I meant to? Oh, you can at least focus between them. Ow! Ow.
Defend yourself.
Shit.
A vision of what's to come. Poor Senua. The darkness does not bargain. It does not reason. It is rot. And now it has taken hold. It will spread towards her head, the seat of the soul, until there is nothing left of her. All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
The dark rot will grow each time you fail. If the rot reaches Senua's head, her quest is over. And all progress will be lost. So this is a feature I heard about. Supposedly, if I die too many times, the rot will get to Senua's head,
The hardest battles are fought in the mind.
and the game will erase our data.
That is what Dillian taught her. With every defeat, the dark rot will grow and soon it will take her soul. But for now, at least, she still has control of her mind. And she will fulfill her vow, whatever the cost.
He's not there.
Listen to me, Senua. The goddess Hela lies behind the gate to Helheim. To open the gate, you must first face the gods that guard it. The god of fire, Zurt, and the god of illusion, Valravan. Spill their blood to open the gate to Helheim and enter the land of the dead.
To Dillian, to his soul. It won't open. How will she get through? Why won't it open?
So, sounds like way to progress.
Has to fight two gods first.
Two gods.
Two gates.
The Northmen say that in the beginning there was nothing but darkness. Bitter cold to the north, fiery hot to the south. They say the cold formed ice, which melted from the sparks from the south. The power of the darkness gave life to the dripping ice, and the first giant was born, and was named Ymir. The ice continued to drip, and the power of the void gave life to it, and it became a cow whose milk fed the giant. That's right, a cow. Surt, the fire giant, has answered. He comes from a land older than mankind, and the Northmen call upon his flaming sword to raise their enemies to the ground. Find him, Senua, and spill his blood.
Okay, so moving on to find the fire god Soot.
She found the wretched old fool on her way back from the wilds. An outcast, was badly burnt all over. She took pity on him, for he was not long for this world. Like her, who spoke of his own darkness. The Northmen.
There's a bridge back up there, but I'm going in here. This is a dead-end cave, but we're going to get some more story. And since that's mostly what this game is, we should take heed of it.
The Northmen tell this story. Before the Earth was created, there was a world called Muspel. Because it was in the south, it was bright and hot, flaming, burning. Sparks that flew out from Muspel became the stars. Other sparks melted ice in the frozen world of Niflheim, creating the body of the first giant, Ymir. Muspel is one of the 9 worlds, and is now the land of the fire giants. And people from elsewhere cannot endure a journey there.
Okay, good to know. The world of the fire giants is Muspel. This game has been touted as being relatively linear, people, and I would say that's true. There's not a lot to it, but it is a big story and very impressive looking. It is very linear. It's go here and do that thing, but we're here for a story and an experience. It is indeed one of those games that's very much it's just a spectacle. Just a nice thing to see. There is a face beyond there, unless that's an optical illusion. That is a face. I thought we were going to get some story bit then. My controller is vibrating. I can't go down into it. That's creepy. It's very creepy because it looks like it's shifting. Okay. Let's move on. It looks like Senua is automatically controlled her speed as well. We go at the speed she dictates, not that we dictate. I can't run or anything right now. Okay, it's getting very dark and ominous. Ow, bitch!
There are too many of them. Find a strong position. You can anticipate.
Succumb. Ow.
End it now. This is nearly the end. End it.
So combat is very kind of Dark Souls, but more arena based. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I did get hit once. These demon men with skull faces appear out of nowhere. Okay.
I can still smell it. The sweet, sickly stench of burning human flesh. And I still hear their cries carried in the wind. them too, Senua?
Yes, I heard their screams, and I still hear them now.
Okay. More of Senua's memories with Druth, I believe his name was. So we have to find two shapes. One that looks like an N and one looks like a Y. So let's do that. I saw the Y over there. So let's go for the N first, or the H, or whatever it looks like. Looks like these runic symbols are guiding us up here, so we'll go check that out. And whether this is actually what she's seeing, or whether this is her insanity playing part. Oh, I see it. It's this. Yes? No? No. The rope doesn't count. Maybe this way. There we go. Not too hard. So just the weird Y symbol. I believe these are actual symbols from Norse mythology. There's going to be one of these. There's a few Y-ish symbols around here. Maybe that. Oh, that. Didn't even see that. Okay.
The path to Helheim is sealed to the living, but you already walk amongst the dead. Look towards the gate, and you will see that it has opened.
So, is he saying we are actually dead? Senua is actually dead, or? That's interesting. Let's go through.
When they first came to my lands, I knew enough of their tongue to beg for mercy, and they took me as a slave. I wish now that they had slaughtered me like the others. I rode their storm of fire, death, and slavery to many lives. This darkness you speak of? I know it well.
And I'm still here to fight it.
Okay. That's about as dark as it gets. Right, I have run out of time for this video, guys, so I'm going to have to leave you here. This has been an experience, and I do want to carry on playing this. I want to see whether Senua manages to rescue her love, Dillion, from Helheim. And the game has also done a sufficient job of creeping me out, because the voices are all around me. I enjoy this. I like it. It's fantasy, it's Celt and Norse mythology, as I stated before, but it's also very, very dark, very dreary, with little hope left in it. And I kind of like that once in a while. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. As always, have been Lord Exsus, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it very easy, guys, and I'll see you in a bit.